Hello everyone, welcome to Astrology Chunks. Now listen carefully. Why should you watch this video till the end? Because today we are talking about something most astrologers either sugarcoat or completely avoid: the worst conjunctions in astrology. If you or someone close to you feels, "I try so hard but life still feels heavy," this video will explain why. So, what are the worst conjunctions in astrology? I have divided them into three parts. The first part covers conjunctions that make overall life difficult. The second part focuses on conjunctions that make relationships troublesome. And the third part talks about conjunctions that affect mental health. Let's see what those conjunctions are. Let's begin with the conjunctions that make overall life difficult. The first conjunction in this category is Mars and Saturn. This is literally life on hard mode. Mars wants fast action, Saturn delays and blocks. The result? Extreme hard work with slow results. Life demands more effort from these people than from others. Nothing comes easy. Early life is especially difficult. Frustration becomes a constant theme. They struggle more than others for the same success. Life keeps testing them again and again. They are built to handle pressure. On a positive note, this conjunction creates strong individuals, but only after breaking them many times. The second conjunction in this category is Sun and Saturn. The person having this conjunction carried heavy responsibilities from a very early age. Sun represents identity and confidence. Saturn represents duty, pressure, and burden. These people grow up before their time. Family pressure, expectations, responsibilities, burnout all come early. Their confidence develops late. In early life, they struggle to understand who they truly are. Their ability to shine is blocked. Their confidence remains shadowed. They constantly feel the need to prove themselves. Moving to the next category of worst conjunction that makes your relationships difficult. The first conjunction in this category is Sun and Venus. Though this conjunction is actually very common, a large number of people have it. Since Venus can only be two signs apart from the Sun, it usually appears close to the Sun most of the time. Because the majority of people have this conjunction, maybe that's why so many people tend to face challenges in relationships. But this combination becomes truly problematic only when it is very tight, very close. When it's a loose conjunction, the impact is much less. But when it's tight, it can seriously affect relationships. Why? Because this conjunction brings ego into relationships. A person with this conjunction often attracts egocentric partners or experiences constant ego clashes within their relationships. Either your ego gets hurt or your partner's ego does, again and again. Taking things personally in relationships is a common theme with this conjunction. That's why it's often associated with relationship struggles. It doesn't automatically mean divorce, but if other factors in the birth chart are weak for marriage, it can lead to divorce like situations. There are constant power struggles and ongoing ego battles. That's why the Sun Venus conjunction is not an easy one to carry. Another conjunction in this category is of Venus and Pluto. Pluto represents destruction, transformation, death, and rebirth. Venus represents love and relationships. When these two form a tight conjunction, relationships become intense, obsessive, and life altering. Nothing is normal here. Love feels extreme, attachment feels consuming, breakups don't feel like normal breakups. They feel like emotional death and rebirth. Relationships go through sudden changes, ups and downs are extreme. Their love teaches them power, loss, control, and emotional depth, often through pain. Also, they attract obsessive partners, difficult partners, emotionally intense connections, And when separation happens, it is never easy. It hurts deeply and leaves long lasting scars. That's why Venus Pluto is one of the most disturbing conjunctions for relationships. Last category of worst conjunctions in astrology includes those conjunctions that have a potential to affect your mental health. The very first conjunction in this category is of Moon and Saturn. This is one of the most emotionally heavy and burdensome combinations in astrology. Why? Because Moon represents the mind and emotions, and Saturn represents restriction, pressure, and responsibility. When these two come together, the person often feels emotionally drained and emotionally stressed. They feel things very deeply, but they don't know how to express those emotions. From the outside, they look calm, sometimes too calm, but inside, there is a havoc, loneliness, and emotional weight. Such people grow up very fast. They mature early in life. They learn emotional control early, but at a cost. They may feel low without any clear reason. They carry deep sadness within themselves, quietly, without showing it to others. If this energy is not handled well, it can slowly pull a person into deep depression. The second combination in this category is of Mercury and Mars. This conjunction brings massive anxiety and restlessness with it. Mercury represents thinking, Mars represents aggression and speed. So the mind works at lightning speed. Thoughts are fast, sharp, and non-stop. But along with that speed comes anxiety, restlessness, and overthinking. Their mind never truly rests. Thoughts keep racing and overlapping each other. Such people speak quickly, react quickly, decide quickly, which keeps them mentally under constant pressure. Even after doing nothing, they feel mentally and physically exhausted. This constant inner pressure makes life difficult to handle. That's why this is not an easy conjunction to have in a birth chart. The third conjunction in this category is Mercury Moon. This one has the potential to make a person experience bipolar like tendencies, swinging between emotional highs and lows. The moon represents moon and emotions, while Mercury governs logic, change, and duality. When emotions overpower logic, decisions can become illogical. People with this conjunction can be emotionally intelligent, but their decisions often depend on their mood. A good mood may lead them to positive choices, while a bad mood can push them toward negative ones. Sticking to one decision for a long time is difficult. They tend to change their minds frequently. Sometimes they make decisions in the heat of an emotional moment and later wonder, why did I do this? They constantly feel torn between heart and mind. My heart says one thing, but my brain says another. Clarity often comes late in life, and this inner confusion can create dissatisfaction no matter which path they choose. So, hopefully, you liked this video, and many of you were able to connect with its theme. If you understood yourself a little better through this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Astrology Chunks. Stay tuned for more deep, honest astrology content. See you in the next video.